Replacement thoughts. So what happens when you compete and your thoughts get negative, okay? A lot of players have that. They tell me, hey, coach, I'm struggling out here. I'm getting really negative. I'm not playing well. My thought process and my thought content is pretty bad. If I do a thought audit right now, it's a lot of negativity and stuff like that. So you have to have a replacement thought theory, and you'll know how to apply this. So we're going to go on the court right now with Marty and Carly and see exactly what I'm talking about when I mean replacement thoughts. So when someone says, well, I can't help it, I'm thinking negatively and I just can't help it. Well, your brain can only think of one thing at a time. Okay, so let's say I miss a shot and my negative thought is, gosh, I didn't move your feet, you cow, whatever. Okay, if I'm going there, I have to have a replacement thought. So here's a little exercise that you can do, or Carly can do here. If I say to you, pink elephant. Okay, so imagine in your mind a pink elephant. It's big and it's freaky. It's bright pink. Okay. Now, if I say to you at the count of 3, don't think about the pink elephant anymore. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Don't think of the elephant. It's nearly impossible not to do it. But here's a trick that'll help you a lot, and this is something that you can learn for your tennis. If I say to you pink elephant, but you have ready in your pocket another thought, maybe a black turtle. Okay, as soon as I say 1, 2, 3, don't think of the pink elephant, ready to go, stop, it's easy because you have another thought you can go to. So that's what I want you to think about when you're having trouble on the court controlling your thought process. Don't beat yourself up for what pops into your mind, but you should hold yourself accountable for what you let stay in your mind. Okay, so we were just on the court with Marty and Carly talking about replacement thoughts, but I wanted to end here on the board so I can show you specifically some possible replacement thoughts. So first of all, one of the ones, if you watch me coach much or watch many of my videos, I like to fight. Okay, so one replacement thought that when you start getting negative things, you can just imagine fight. Come on, fight, fight. What does that look like to you physically? Is it a fist pump? Is it a thigh slap? Is it a way you walk? But that's impossible and one of my favorite replacement thoughts. I want you to think of your best win. Okay, often in the heat of battle, we think about the last shot and how stinky it is. Sometimes we're rough on ourselves. We're only as good as our last best shot. So think about your best win. You probably had a couple of good wins that you're proud of. Why don't you think about that instead of the recent error that you had? Another one is a video that we actually had separate, the WIN. If you haven't seen that video yet, please look it up on the website. WIN stands for What's Important Now. That's a great way to kind of get yourself straightened out with your replacement thoughts. The other thing is to perform between points, and that's another whole video that we have on the website as well. But being able to look at the between point performance instead of the during point performance. Remember, the idea is that there's really 2 performances, and a lot of players obviously think that during the point you're performing, when you're running around and seeing all that stuff. But usually your thoughts aren't sabotaging you during the point. Your negative thoughts might come in between points, especially if you just made an error. All right, so strive to think of the between point as a performance time. And then lastly, what's your mantra? Your mantra is a slogan or a phrase that you say to yourself over and over and over. And I challenge you. I think one of the good things that I've done with some of my players is have them sit down and write out 3 or 4 words or sentences that's their new mantra, and have them repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. The mantra is very powerful to help you replace some of those negative thoughts. Okay, so replacement thoughts, it's not your fault if negative thoughts or thoughts pop in, but it is your fault if you dwell on them and you don't have any plan to get rid of those.